Hi guys, this is Eric here, back for another video, and today we're going to talk about what timeline does Spider-Man mission take place. So, I think some of you were a bit confused about when it says the year and then like some something number years ago, and then yeah. So I'm gonna make this sense for you. So, what timeline does Spider-Man mission take place? Let's find out. So we're gonna start with the whole movie. So I always idealed this movie to take place in 2019, and yes, it takes place in 2019. So yeah, you're a bit confused if there was if you remember the Lego Star Wars game that wasn't released in 2019, but the ninth movie was, but I think we were pretending like the game and the PS5 itself released in 2019. So yeah, so I actually ideal that. So it's kind of a alternative way of the timeline in yeah. So yes, it takes place in 2019. So yeah, now we're gonna start with the flashbacks. We're gonna start with the when it start to the Spider-Man and getting bitten by a spider, then hunting down his uncle's killer, and then yeah, and now we're gonna talk about. Do you remember when Flash Thompson, the character, was beating up Peter Parker, and then it says 4 years ago? So I'm gonna make this sense. If Spider-Man mission takes place in 2019, that means that this movie takes place in 2015. Well, not the movie itself. I mean, like the first flashback when it start. So I want to make this sense. So yes, the shebang of the opening flashback when you see Spider-Man hunting down his uncle's killer, and then yeah, takes place in 2015. And now let's get to these the one that says 2 years later when Spider-Man got the new suit and then fighting Green Goblin and yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I should say. I don't know. I was doing the pew pew. Like, I don't know. The pew pew, it was sounding like the Star Wars guns when they use the laser. Well, yeah. Well, back to Spider Man actually. So, well, yes, that one would take place in the summer of 2017. So the second flashback takes place 2017, and yeah, and now and actually it didn't end in Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin bit, but end with the Clone Saga, which a lot of people seem to not like, but I don't really hate it, but it's just not really my favorite. Not a hate speech or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's just not my favorite comic. I found it alright. I don't mind it. Okay, and for now, for what month it takes place in Spider-Man Mission. So it takes place in December 2019 or November 2019. So we idea this movie took place in 2019 and it takes place almost near that Christmas started. At least not quite yet, but near. So yes. So this movie takes place in December 2019. So problem solved. And now for the months of the the opening of the flashback to the near end of the flashback. So the opening flashback would take place in summer 2015, and then another flashback would also take place summer 2000 would take place also in summer, but this one would be in 2019. So yes, so the flashback takes place in the summer, and the whole movie itself takes place in November 2019. So yeah, so that means that Spider-Man Dimensions will take place in 2020. Ah, but between those two movies, Spider Alone Part 1 and Spider Alone Part 2 takes place also in 2020. So both of them takes place in 2020. So since I think what was the month? I'm trying to check it out. Sorry about that. I was checking on Spider-Man Alone Part 1, like the opening scene, and it says 5 months after Spider-Man fights Carnage, or the Red Monster, whatever you like to call it. So, like this movie seems to take place in 2020. So, since Spider-Man Mission takes place almost, well, takes place in November, but it also takes place in the almost near the end of November. So I'm ideally like the Carnage fight scene to be taking place in like November 29th. So yeah, it'll be like about, I'm just gonna count the month. December, January, February, March, April. So it takes place in April 2020. So it takes place in April 2020. So yes. So it takes place in April 2020. So yeah. So Spider-Man Mission, I mean not Spider-Man Mission, Spider-Man Dimension is meant to take place 9 months after Spider-Man and the Mission would be like December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. So it takes place like in August. So like Spider-Man like Dimensions will be like a summer, another summer movie that takes place in August. So although the film will be releasing in 2025, doesn't mean it will take place in 2025. So I hope that makes sense for you, and yeah. So I hope that solved the problem. So yeah, I hope you understand the timeline. So we are dealing that the Daredevil Knights of Kingpin, which will be taking place after Spider-Man Mission, like straight after. So it will be like at least December, or at least like 30th, or like just in December in general. So yes, so Daredevil will take place in December and will be a Christmas movie. So I know we have know that Daredevil will release in 2024, which I did say that last year, but well, Tom is playing Daredevil by the way, and the movie will, we're not quite sure when it should release. There's a chance it could release like late this year, but there's also a chance it might be delayed in 2025. Yeah, because we haven't filmed this for a while because mainly we've been busy with something else and some like main films that we've been focused on, and yeah. So yes, this is the timeline for Spider-Man Mission, and I hope it helps you. So yeah, safe. See you later.